So Whoopi's been married 3 times, huh?
Here we go.
Do you agree?
To disagree.
Welcome back to Darrin and Paul Agree to Disagree, the show where we discuss stuff happening out there in the world and we either agree or disagree. I'm Paul.
I'm Darrin.
And we're about to get into this one.
So we're going to touch topics that may or may not appear on the topic list because a lot's going on if you guys are just watching the TV and stuff like that. But so you want to open up, so hopefully everyone had a good week. Okay?
Yeah, how was your week, Darrin?
It's okay. You know, I had a little birthday. I'm older, so the older
Today
and
is
wiser.
your birthday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday is your
Don't you
birthday.
have a birthday coming up too?
Mine's on Friday. Shit, where that
There you go.
goes?
Look
And
at
my
that.
wife's is tomorrow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, my nephew's is Saturday on Friday.
Oh shit, what'd you get me?
Yeah. Same thing as last year.
I got you, my love. It's okay.
My cousin's, I think, is on the 23rd. Todd.
I can't remember the last time I got a birthday gift.
It's been a while. Been a while.
It's been a while.
But I'm gonna start hunting. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the topics in there.
Okay.
And the one, we're gonna start it off with the one happening in the land called Dominican Republic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we have the Sudishka Konanki, definitely not pronouncing that right, missing in the DR. Did she drown? What happened to her?
Right.
Take it away, Darrin.
Well, not that. You have to look into it. What was it? The story that I heard was that she went on the beach at about somewhere between 4:30 and 5 a.m. And
Yeah.
she was with a group of girls, 5 girls, they said. And then she decided
That
to
many?
stay back with basically a male, a stranger, whatever she met after that. So I was like, what?
Yeah, there's a video. I saw 2 girls walking back. I didn't know she was with 5. And then the last person that was known to be with her was the guy, I forget his name, it was Jacob or something. He was a wrestler from Iowa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been detained. They took his passport away.
Well, holy crap.
So, I think he's still there. And they just keep hitting him with a baseball bat. And they keep saying, do you know what happened? you tell me right now.
man? It's going to be ready.
Que lo que? No.
But, hopefully the girl's all right. I haven't heard. You heard what you
she's
said.
probably not. I think I heard some conflicting things that, but apparently somebody was saying she was talking. So around the time that they came back, that would be when the workers would be setting up for the next day.
Oh, okay.
Supposedly somebody, one of the workers setting up has said that they saw her talking to some Haitian guy.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be an abduction? I think it's possible.
Yeah.
That's very possible.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Why would... it doesn't seem very... With all the stuff between the Dominicans and Haitians... Oh, she was talking to a Haitian guy.
Yeah, they were saying that was to throw
you know what I'm saying?
the American, give him some cushion. Yeah.
That's... Yeah, they got to do some investigation. It could have been... Don't get me wrong, excuse me. It could have been a Haitian
Shoulda,
guy,
woulda,
but...
coulda. Do I think this white guy, raped her? Now...
What else did you hear? There was something else you said that was interesting. You said he came back, what? You said the guy came back.
Well, he came back, he was not wearing any clothes. And his shoes were gone. No shoot, no shirts, no service. What?
Yeah, no suspect here. Nothing to see.
Yeah, no
So he's
shirt,
still-
no shoes, no indictment.
So bottom line is he's still a person of interest and not convicted, not even detained.
Yeah, we got some people in the chat. I don't know who's in there. I see 5-6 people, so say hello.
Hello, people
Yeah,
out
hello
there.
out there. We're talking about the Sudishka.
That's the
Konanki.
opener. We're also going to get to a piece in here with my friend Daniel Lopez. Remember before we had him on with another up and coming filmmaker, and he actually got his film out. Basically, let's see, where was it? It was on the. If you look on, go to Darrin and Paul.
Yeah, it's on the page.
Agree to disagree. It's the
what's
Max Payne in the Max Payne
Perdition?
series.
Perdition?
Yeah, Perdition. Yeah.
So what is that? It's an actual it's a take on that character, or is it like an actual film?
Well, yeah, it's a take. It's like almost like a I guess within the story, like if it was a comic, it would be a chapter in that. So we'll pull him up in a second. Let's finish up with this. I'm going to call him up. We'll get him live. But what were you saying now? So about the guy. So he's not even detained.
They haven't moved him to he's a person of interest. He's not a suspect yet. Did I think that he did anything heinous? They said that they didn't see any sign of struggle with the clothes, like she voluntarily removed these clothes. So now, I think they were just drunk, and maybe there was some rejection that happened, and he said whatever. Maybe he's blacked out, passed out, doesn't know what happened. Maybe he saw her drifting off into the water and just was stoned out of his mind.
Yeah, exactly.
He just drunk off his ass.
All the above.
So could it be something like that? Sure.
Yeah. Bottom line is that some type of sexual activity occurred. No big deal. That's what kids do when they go away.
Yeah.
It doesn't
is
matter
that the
what.
guy, Jason Hansen, or no?
No. So, but in any event, like I said, if you guys know of anything else,
chime in. What do you guys know?
What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you
what
think
do you
that
hear? What do you say?
Is it just young people? Maybe something or something more sinister? Maybe kidnapping, like
we've
you were saying.
all been in sticky situations. Real quick, the drunkest I ever got, I dressed up as Lenny Kravitz one year in college. That was a great costume, man. I was the hit of the party, but I got drunk off my ass and blocked out. And I just know somebody carried me home.
Holy shit. So you don't even remember...
I don't remember shit. I remember waking up in my bed, like, covered in vomit.
Oh, damn.
On my shirt. And it was all purple and shit.
Wow. So you got lucky.
Yeah, I probably should have fucking died. Or, like, one time I'm smoking something in the woods behind school, and I passed the fuck out. And then my friends just left my ass there. I woke up, like, 2-3 hours later, just in the middle of the woods, just like, huh? Where the fuck am I?
Shit. Yeah,
you
are lucky.
Drunk and high.
Tailgating on that, a friend of mine had rented property real quick before we jump into the piece with my friend.
John Carlson wrote another Natalie Holloway.
Yeah, might be.
She was from, Aruba?
Aruba, yeah. That was the Aruba case. Might be. He had tenant that used to drink all the time, 2 young guys, and one of the guys died. Get this, they was drunk, and he threw up, and it ripped, I guess, arteries in here, and there was blood all over the place. So when you said purple, I was like, holy shit, you were lucky.
Yeah, maybe.
So
I thought it was the drink or something, maybe.
It might be, but I mean, just saying it could be also blood. Because if you vomited hard, that's a possibility. So,
Paul, Darrin probably carried you home, just didn't tell you. And then he raped me. Who the fuck
knows? Anyway, let's get to that.
You get passed out, you little fuck knows what happens.
Let's get to that piece with Mr. Daniel Lopez. I'm going to give you a call, Daniel, right now.
Yeah, you got to call you right on the phone, put it on the speaker, and just plop it next to the mic there.
Okay.
So you can pick it up.
You know, you got to forgive me, Darrin. I'm a bit of a Luddite when it comes to technology.
What happened? You put the hang up button? Holy!
Huh?
Did you push?
No, I had to plug in this doohickey they call headphones.
It's a new invention. Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah, relatively new. They didn't have this when I was a kid. You know, they had when I was a kid. They had the 2 tin cups attached by string.
Oh. Yeah. That was good.
I think that's what you hit Paul over the head with when you took him home.
Oh, please don't start those kind of rumors. All of a sudden, yeah, I heard. Did you? No, I didn't do that shit.
No, all I'm just saying is, who the fuck knows what happened? You know.
He must have. No, maybe he turned it around on you. There was something in your drink. That's why you don't remember it.
Like I said, I stay away from that stuff. I make sure that I'm able and ready to carry myself wherever everybody's carrying me. Want to introduce, this is my friend Daniel, right? Is it D Lopez or just Lopez?
Daniel D. So the last name is from my dad, and the middle name is for my mom's side of the family. And the first name, well, yeah.
I mean, you sound like a Hollywood guy already. You have a story for your name. So we had him on previously, and he was working on the Max Payne Perdition, and now he finished it, and I want you to tell us a little about it there, Daniel. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, aside from the fact that I ran a little insane after it, So far, it's doing really well. It received 2 Best Actress awards at a small festival in Los Angeles. It was a bit of a dry run. It was a small one. They had their own way of running things, and then we got a lovely surprise right here in New York with the Onero's Film Awards. We took home 5 of our 6 nominations.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Look at that,
Thank you.
Scorsese. Oh, no, Daniel. So go ahead, tell us a little about the production stuff. Tell us what the thing is about.
How did you go crazy? How'd you go crazy?
Yeah, exactly.
So how I went crazy? Well, it was just a long process to get it from paper, onto the screen and still promoting it. I think that's the main issue.
Mm-hmm.
I started writing it near the end of 2019 off the back of the first film I'd done. It was still a student film. Did that in when I was in college, and it went all right. I learned a lot. I look back at it now, and I know I better not make anything like that again.
Right.
And so I wrote it. Then the pandemic hit, and everybody was locked up, and I ended up. Because it's a film based off of a video game series. They're trying to remake the video game now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping to sort of, I guess you could say, piggyback off the success of that. So I was working on it occasionally. I played all the games in the series just to get a good feel for the direction I wanted to go. And I don't know if it was a consequence of the lockdown or just, one would hope, maturity. The script changed drastically. It went from a 5-page script, which was just going to be kind of a short, action-focused thing, to something that was really much deeper and much more psychological. And, everyone, I think we had Darrin to thank a little bit. At first it was my parents telling me, well, there's action in it, right? There wasn't really action in the new draft. And then Darrin saw the trailer and he says, "There's action in it, right?" So 3 people telling me that. I said, "Okay, shucks, I gotta put some good gunfights in here." But I gotta be honest with you, I didn't quite finish. Writing the final draft until I'd say last year. I had gone through quite a few drafts because I wasn't quite sure how I wanted it to end.
Right.
So we have a couple of the guys who acted in it watching right now.
How you doing, couple of guys who acted in who are watching right now?
I don't know who. How do I see who's here?
Usually in the chat, if they're in the chat, you might be able to see their name if they type something.
They type stuff, yeah.
So if they don't,
John was in it.
Yeah, he said something. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he was the one that said something about Aruba and Holloway, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he called it another potential Natalie.
Yeah,
Holloway.
Jason just said hello.
Jason, how you doing? There you go. Chime in, people.
Yeah.
Who else?
We got some people here. So Jason betrayed my partner. That's not my romantic partner. That's my NYPD partner.
Do you have any story?
Another show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, are you telling?
We did not go broke back here. That's not.
You lost consciousness, and what happened? No, let me stop.
Well, there are a lot of hallucinations in that movie. I can't tell you what happened. But
there was a gunfight. There was blood.
Art
There was
imitates
love.
life.
So,
well,
all right.
I had a headache now, but so Anson played my partner in the film. John plays multiple roles, actually. John Carlson. He also voiced a couple other guys. He voiced a couple of NYPD officers. One NYPD officer we don't see on screen. You just hear him calling for help over the radio.
Mm-hmm.
He also played a couple of the bad guys. One guy with a big machine gun. He gave it his best Scarface, and I think he did a great job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the film is mainly it's shaped up into a feature-length thing over an hour where it's based off of the video game, and what I did was I reimagined. I kind of came up with my own events for what should happen to the main character, Max Payne, after the second game, because in the third game they changed writers, and it was really obvious that the whole formula. And I guess I did something right because you check out the YouTube video. It did really well. In less than well, coming up on a month and 2 days. In less than a month, it got over 5,000 views. A lot of
that's
people
cool.
have been saying they honestly thought that Sam Lake, the creator of Max Payne himself, wrote it. And the biggest difficulty with portraying Max, I portrayed Max in the show, was I decided to actually imitate him as best as I could.
Well, I mean, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you have a fan base, right, and that's who follows that, they're going to be looking for that. So that's good. So,
yeah, I think that helped a lot, boosting it.
Quick question. Where can people see this? See the trailer, see the whole thing?
Yeah, I'm interested.
I will plug it into your into the chat there right now, so
Yeah,
that everybody
yeah.
can see it.
Okay.
Perfect.
And like I said, you can always drop it on Darrin Poll, right? Agree to disagree. Drop it on my page. It doesn't matter. Advertise at will. So looking forward to that. I know I saw the trailers. I haven't had time to sit down and watch the whole thing yet, so I'm going to try and do that this weekend. But I like I said, I like the trailers, and I remember liking the gunplay that you had before. So that's cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing this and seeing what's going on. So do you have any other ideas on the horizon that you're going to try and produce, or are you going to try and work with this for now?
You working on any like Indian superhero characters? You could be my sidekick.
We got a guy from Guyana. His
Guyana
weakness
man.
is shadow banning.
His what? His what? His shadow what?
His weakness is the
Shadow banning.
You don't know that?
Shadow banning the spice.
Bandanya.
Okay.
For all the Trinity and Guyanese folk out there, they'll know.
I'm talking them crazy talks, man.
Exactly. But
so promotion right now is very important because we've had very strong support from the people who have managed to stumble across it.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is obviously getting it in front of those major players, like the guy who made it himself. The guy who played Max, unfortunately, he died in 2023, so this was like, this whole thing was like my big tribute to him. There are tributes to him all over the movie. And everyone's saying, well, you know, someone's got to replace him now for the new games. I'm not looking to do that per se. I kind of want the guy who created the game to see and say, wow, you really liked my work, and you really put a lot of work into imitating him.
So
it shows, I think.
What would they say? Like what would they say? Like a homage, right? Yeah, honoring, right?
Yeah, it pays big time homage to it, and also to a lot of the like 80s, 90s action movies I'd grown up with. There are references to Die Hard in there, Lethal Weapon, Dirty Harry from the 70s.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it was important to me because I think that a lot of movies these days, like the action movies and whatnot, they go big on the glitz, the glamour, the visual effects. They've lost the heart and the soul of what makes those movies get you into the cinema in the first place.
I'll agree with you on that.
I'm checking out this movie right now.
So, yeah, I mean, that's like this. If single-handedly you can pay, you know, tribute and help change the film industry back towards quality, that'll be fucking great.
Very nice. 5,000 views.
The cinema, you know, the cinema is a place where it doesn't matter where you're from or what you are. Everybody's supposed to sit their butts down in the cinema. They laugh together, they cheer together, they cry together, and they walk out together.
Oh,
that's
a good
for
note.
me. That's the way I want to see it.
Yeah.
And that's why you go see Lethal Weapon or Die Hard. You're cheering for the guys, and you're suffering with them. There's this myth that they said in college, like, oh, these movies, they're so hyper-aggressive and hyper-masculine. I don't remember in Die Hard John McClane gunning down everybody in like 3 minutes.
Right.
He was stumbling around. He was afraid.
Right.
But he still tried to put people ahead of himself. Martin Riggs and Lethal Weapon and Murtaugh. I mean, they both had their demons to deal with.
I think it's the vestige of the mentality that thinks that somehow if you wipe out any aspect of violence visually from human beings, that they won't commit violence, and that's just not true. So we have teeth, we bite, we eat meat. Sorry for vegetarians out there, you know, and we get rough sometimes, you know.
I mean, some people want to see it too, like Rambo.
Yeah, any woman that has a son knows, right? Because boys will try you at some point. That's what they do. That's how we're built. So even if they saw nothing, they're gonna get mad. They're gonna get aggressive towards something or someone, right? Shit, I'll hit my TV if it doesn't act right.
I mean, it's an emotion. It's an emotion. That's what we want to see, emotions.
Moment. You hit the TV, it doesn't work. You go.
That's why I hit it again. No, I'm saying.
The problem is when it hits back.
I don't know what kind of TVs you have, but yeah. But I mean, let's like this. I agree with all the points you just brought up about the film industry and how it needs to kind of tone it back a bit and stop trying to judge and let people enjoy themselves.
I mean, this is an example of somebody making an independent film. Like,
exactly,
you could promote it yourself, and finance it yourself, and put it up yourself.
To use maybe someone else's phrase that I might not particularly like, this is what made America great. Films, right? Independent films, people trying, people getting their ideas out there.
Would you say that was one of America's great exports?
I would say yes.
Movies.
The funniest thing in college, I remember meeting Trinidadians, Guyanese, Chinese, and they knew the American movies, and they would quote lines from it and all that shit. It was a big deal, just like the Bee Gees. That was another thing that was very funny to me that was exported.
Right, yeah. My dad grew up in South America. He listened to the Bee Gees. All the big American hits from the 70s would play in the clubs over there, and all the big movies were big in South America. My mom is from Guyana. She listened to those music. She watched those movies. Those are what they grew up on.
Yeah.
And you go, I mean, look, even I mentioned this the last time I was on your podcast. In Japan, they have a Tom Cruise Day.
What?
Right. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That was your reaction 2 years ago?
Yeah, I took because I totally forgot. Tom Cruise Day?
Because they said he was so respectful to the culture in The Last Samurai.
Ooh, I just watched that movie.
They really appreciate it. It's a beautiful movie.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree with you, Darrin. I think that there is, nowadays, there is a bit of a fundamental misunderstanding of the power of American cinema. There are a lot of comments, like when I like to watch a lot of East Asian cinema, and I'll go to the comments on the Korean and the Japanese videos, and people in the comments, not Korean or Japanese, they'll say, oh, well, American cinema sucks compared to this. There's no heart in American cinema. Their action scenes are so poorly choreographed. And I want to ask them, what are you watching?
Right. How recent? Right. Exactly.
Yeah, they don't look back at the great movies that I mentioned and the other movies that would make people cry. I don't know. We've got films like A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a good movie. Yeah, that was a very good movie.
Yeah, that's an American powerhouse right there. We've made a lot of classics, and I think we should be proud of it, because what's great about here is that it's pretty much for everyone. It doesn't quite matter where the characters are from or what they're supposed to be doing. What matters is that these are stories that human beings with empathy are supposed to understand and appreciate. And that's what I aimed for in my film. I mean, not everyone, God forbid, not everyone is going to be a depressed, semi-suicidal detective whose family was murdered. I hope not. God willing, I hope not. But the struggles that my character goes through in the movie and the psychological problems he deals with, moving on from the trauma and the guilt of blaming himself for not being able to save his own family, and then losing his badge because of something he did on the job because he was so blinded by that vengeance, that is something that you can sort of relate to in your own life as the audience. Well, I dealt with a traumatic experience, and then it caused me to do something I never thought I'd do. What's next for me?
Right.
I'm alone.
Or grow in a different way.
Life?
Yeah.
Right.
Room to have an arc.
One last thing. I know a lot of kids that I talk to now. There's a wash back. A lot of them, and this is across all racial and ethnic demographics here. Squid Games. They're watching a lot of Korean stuff. They're listening to a lot of Japanese music, K-pop. Was it C-pop now? J-pop. So yeah,
my cousin from India, she loves K-pop.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's funny because it's just like life. It goes this way, it goes that way. So now there's a big wash back that way. So God bless them. Whatever they're doing right.
High school that started with the high school I went to was like we had 4,000 kids, and like 2,500 of them were Chinese or Korean. We had a lot of East Asian kids in our school, and that was around the time Gangnam Style came out. You know, that Korean song.
Yeah.
That was the Hallyu wave, you know, the Korean wave.
Yeah.
And at first, I liked it because it was, you know, the kids were getting into. I say the kids, but I was their age. We're getting into.
All the kids were doing it.
I got to say something about Gangnam Style.
Go ahead.
My grandson, he loved Psy. He was 3, and he was dressed up. I'm serious. He would dress up like Psy. He had to have the white shirt, the tie, and everything. And he would dance, and he even would speak in Korean.
Oh yeah.
Yes, when he was 3.
Yeah,
see, that transcended barriers,
right?
Because
that was
it was a very catchy song. It was a hilarious music video, and it was great because at the time.
For your guys the next
Okay, yeah. No, go ahead, Danny. Go ahead.
Yeah, at the time, I noticed the trend was like kids were sort of getting into the Korean dramas. They were getting into the music and the pop because the K-dramas are very innocent. They're very romantic. You know, it's like that first love sort of thing.
Right.
Holding out for that, and I thought, okay, that's really nice. I mean, I like it a lot too. And then further down the line, probably when I went to college, because you know, when people go to college, that's when they become rebellious. Well, usually before that, but in college particularly, I've noticed these days, it became more of a, well, I just don't like the American movies because they're horrible and this and that. I'm just going to like anything that's not that, and that's not a very good trend to me. I mean. Well, like I said, we've got a lot of lovely classics, and we've got a lot of things that we can all contribute. And hell, I mean, why not be able to appreciate the Hallyu wave, the Japanese wave, wherever else it comes from,
right?
Along with the classics right here.
Yeah, I don't think that the American kids necessarily, well, the ones I've encountered, they don't bash the American movies. The sad part is because of this whole hyper wanting to be new shit here.
Yes.
They don't see anything past their birthday. So I grew up on the war movies, the Clint Eastwoods, the Guns of Navarone, right? All those fucking movies. Those are classics. And the new stuff, Abbott and Costello. And so I'm a mix of all those worlds. They're a mix of one world. And it's usually fad driven because if one of them doesn't like it, none of them will like it for the most part. So you get that steering away from, you know, we were a captive audience when we were young. There was one TV maybe in the house. 2 if you were lucky. So you had to watch what your parents were watching. They don't have to do that anymore.
That is an excellent point, Darrin, because right now everything is so hyper-connected. Everyone's on the TikTok, everyone's on this and that and this and that, and they're getting so bombarded with all these trends.
And they're in their little bubbles, and they like it there, a lot of them. A lot of them don't want to, you know, they don't like...
They're not, even when they're hanging out with each other, it worries me. They're on the phone. They're not in the theater, as I said. You know, you go to the theaters, and even back in the 90s or the early 2000s, you go to the theater, people are just looking at the movie. When they come out, they're talking with each other about how they loved it or how they hated it or they were in between. And that's what we need to return to. I think it's going to be very difficult to get back to that, but...
Well, people have to stop worshiping... If they stop worshiping tech, they will. Let's make this. I don't mind cell phones. I don't mind any of that shit, but I don't need tech up my ass. I hate fucking AI. I'm going to say that loud and clear. Fuck you, whatever format we're on. I'm serious.
Well, I'll say one thing about the movies.
I hate this platform that I'm talking to you all.
Yeah. I think nothing beats going to see a movie in the theater. Yeah. I still enjoy it. I take my daughter, especially for like the kiddie movies.
I haven't been to the theater since 2019.
Yes,
the last
it's
movie
before
I saw
COVID.
was 1917.
You can have a nice experience at your house. You know.
Yes.
But
that's what we do now.
Yeah, but
the movie theater still we watch it with other people, big screen. Feels different.
It feels like, you know, like you're at a show or something.
Yeah, you're in. You know? It's an event. But
yeah, absolutely.
Some movies are designed for that too.
No matter how introverted a person is. I mean, heck, I'm an introvert. You can't even tell, but I like the idea of going there and having this shared experience with others because it feels like I'm not the only one.
Let me ask you a question. Does it bother you that those kids are going to watch your movie on a phone? On a smartphone?
That's a good point.
No, it doesn't bother me.
Because a lot of them do that.
We did on our YouTube channel, we did recommend that to people, please watch it on the television, because, you know, it was filmed on a 4K camera, a lovely little powerhouse of a camera, the Panasonic GH4, and we put it in HD because we had problems with 4K, but it was made for a big screen.
Right, right.
But I didn't mind if people looked at it on their phones or whatnot. They even asked Christopher Nolan that, do you mind if people look at your movies on a phone? He said no, because, you know, either way they're getting the movie, and it can still touch them through that phone. I just think that the best way to experience a movie is on a nice, big, high-quality screen, because nobody has CRT monitors anymore. Those things were great, but we're all with the LED stuff now.
Yeah.
A nice sound system. Experience it either alone, so you can immerse yourself in that world, and it's up to the filmmaker to make the world immersive.
Right.
Or experience it with your loved ones, with your friends, so that you're bonding. You're doing this thing together. But, you know, we were lucky because I guess a lot of people listened. I looked at our YouTube statistics, and 55.4% of our viewers actually did watch it on their television.
Oh, wow. So they listened to your recommendation. That's amazing. So the bottom line is, I think there's hope then. If they're listening to you and it's not the biggest format, right? So that means people actually do want to engage and experience something maybe other than what they're experiencing now with the current media. What do you think?
More channels, use the channels. It's something I think about in my business all the time. Use all the channels available to you.
Mm-hmm. All right, Daniel. So that was a really good talk. Yeah. I hope everyone, encourage you to watch Max Payne Perdition. Like I said, you could find the link on our page.
Yeah, we'll post it.
Okay, we'll post it up. Go there, watch it, spread the word, and hope to see and hear more from you, Daniel, in the future.
Yeah, you know, after you watch the movie, Darrin, why don't you have me back, ask me some questions about the story or whatever you guys would like, both of you. We'll go from there. You know, it's always a good conversation we have with you, and I really hope we don't hear the full story about what happened that night between the two of you.
Daniel, the connection's breaking up.
Yeah, I didn't catch that part, but it's all good, brother.
The connection between the two of you certainly wasn't.
Oh boy!
Oh, I'm sure glad I'm not in that room right now.
No, it will be all right. All right, Daniel. So we're going to talk about the politics. We'll talk about Trump and what's happening at Columbia University. You're welcome to stay if you want.
It's time for me to leave then, because I don't care. I worked on my set. I worked with Democrat, Republican. I don't care who you are, as long as you have respect for each other and you have respect for my set.
There you go.
That's me.
All right, that's Daniel.
God bless you. Thank you for having me.
I bid you adieu.
Cool. Daniel D Lopez. All right, folks. All right, let's jump into it.
Very nice. Let's go.
Very nice.
Now let's get back to
Khalid. Let's talk about this guy.
Talk about something. Who are we talking about?
This is a very interesting recent case.
Is the Columbia guy?
Yeah, Muhammad Khalil.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fill me in. I don't know anything about this.
Basically, he's detained. He was detained.
From Columbia University, right?
Right, and supposedly they touted him as the ringleader of the protests. I don't know how that came about. You know, like I said, I'm not deep into it.
Is he Palestine?
I think so. I'm like I said, I can't quote me, but I'm pretty sure. But anyway, he has a green card. I think. Don't get me wrong. If it was ICE or somebody took him, and they ended up taking him to where was it? Live audience member Audrey, Louisiana.
Why Louisiana?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What are your thoughts on that? What do you guys think? Why would they take his ass to Louisiana?
Did he really want some food from there? Or something? Like, I don't know. Like, why?
Yeah, he was some Cajun food, really bad. But I don't know. Like, I mean, doesn't that sound weird?
Yes.
What? Let's make this.
I mean, he has a green card, right? And the deport.
I think was he a citizen?
Oh, you know what? He might be a citizen. I'm not sure, but I know he has a green card. He's legitimately here, so he's not illegal.
Out of the area.
He's not, putzing around. And
is he originally from there? Is he from Louisiana?
I'm going to look up. Like I said, no, I don't think so. So let me see. Remained detained in Louisiana until following his initial court hearing. He's a Columbia University graduate. Okay.
Campus protester. He was disrupting.
So they say he was disrupting stuff, and this is where you got to be careful with the.
He's an American citizen. No, he's married to an American citizen.
So basically, he's going to be naturalized. Okay, permanent U.S. resident.
He was held in New Jersey. Okay.
So the bottom line is that they really have no grounds to deport his ass, but they're trying to get some. Now, what I heard on I listen to all radio stations, but the BAI is one of the specific things, like one of the last kind of holdouts where they don't necessarily cater to the mainstream narrative. And the people were saying on there that basically they have no right to deport him, but they're saying they're trying to come up with ways to deport people who were involved in the protest.
Well, it makes sense they'd want to get rid of him if he's stirring it up. They don't want him around.
Right.
So,
but they say they're looking for other students now. Like they just had a protest, I think, yesterday.
Did you say
before.
they called it a bomb threat or something?
Yeah, that's what the student was saying. I don't know if you guys heard in the mainstream news yet, but it was on BA. They said they had said there was a bomb threat, but here's where it kind of threw water on that. The area where they said they had the bomb threat, they only got rid of the protesters. The people, the kids and students that were in the building, they left them there. So if it was a real bomb threat, they would have gotten rid of them. So a lot of bullshit is afoot as far as that, for people speaking their mind. And let's be realistic. The Palestinians are fighting for their lives as best they know how here on
I'll
this
say
soil.
this. It's not a crime to protest.
Yeah. And they're trying to make it
we
one.
have a right to free speech and protest.
Yeah.
Right?
This is almost like a how would you call it? It almost reminds me like all the movies we've ever seen, right? With the underdog against the empire, right? You can't speak bad against the empire, you get in trouble. So that's basically what's going on, because all they're asking is that basically they stop bombing Palestine and Gaza, right? They didn't ask for anything else. This is not anti-Semitism because you say Israel's wrong for doing that. So let's get that off the table too. But what one student pointed out is that there are a lot of wealthy Zionist donors to these institutions. And they're not rocking the boat with that money. So
it's really that simple, huh?
Basically. I think they're afraid of getting... Money. Columbia was just... or was about to be...
Take the money from Columbia already?
Yeah, exactly. So they're punishing them in any way possible for the fact that they had a very vocal protest against Israel. What do you guys think about that?
So they took the money away?
Yeah, what was it? 4 million or 400 million?
It was 800.
It was some. It was.
No, that 800 million or billion they took from John Hopkins.
Oh, okay. Let me see how much they took from Columbia University, but they did defund them. Let me see. Columbia.
Those are some big numbers, man.
University defunded by Trump. Let me see what the numbers come up.
Dude, defunded by Trump.
Yeah, he's gonna 400 million. So other schools could be next. So this is basically
wow.
Right? Do I think Trump really has an angst against him? No, but I think Trump's what's Trump's nephew? It's Kushner, right? So
wait. So they get 400 million. They get that money from the government.
Yeah, a lot of universities.
But what are they doing collecting all this tuition for then?
No, but it's in addition. Remember, this might be going for the professors' salaries, whoever's there. These are top-notch universities. These guys aren't getting paid chump change. So remember, all that's in play. If they build a new campus, which when I was in that part of the area of the city, Barnard University had built up a tower. So that's where all that money goes. So,
yeah.
But yeah, 400 million is a big slap in the face. But
well, I know as I used to hang out with people who went to Barnard, they were annoying. They used to love to talk about we're the sister school of Columbia. Some shit.
You want to get it out? Go ahead, get it out.
Yeah. I got it out. I helped one of them move one time. They didn't even say fucking thank you.
So what are you saying? Those chicks at Barnard, like, no go? What's the deal?
No go, man.
No go? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So cancel that 400 million.
Maybe it'll set them straight. They may be able to act right.
Yeah.
But also on that, I mean, Trump is attacking the Board of Education now, right? They have to lay off half their staff. It was like 4,000 something. So they have to get rid of like 2,000 people. Now, what do you guys think about that?
Well, I'll say this. It's maybe an overcorrection, but if in 20, 30, 40 years things have changed, maybe you don't need as many people.
Okay.
I know for a fact, in Jersey they have too many school districts. Mm-hmm. And, we're paying basically to fund people's pensions. And there's a lot of redundancies. Because you can look at a similar state like Maryland, they don't have as many districts similar in size. And, their taxes aren't so crazy high. So, where's all this money going?
So do you agree in part or in whole of what he's doing?
You got to do something. We can't continue as we are. It's just not going to be sustainable long term. So I think I saw Elon say something like, "Okay, if we make a mistake, we can undo the mistake." So
yeah, but
I don't know if I completely buy that.
You're right.
But
let me cut your liver out. Oh shit! Sorry.
Why is Elon in the United States running it? Why don't he go back to South Africa from where he's from?
Damn.
Like,
go ahead.
seriously.
Speak that fire. Go ahead. No, seriously. Go ahead.
No, I said what I wanted to say because Elon is just like. I know he bought the presidency for Trump.
Whoa. Right?
How much did he do that though?
How much did he spend? $300
just by
million?
spending money?
And he spent a lot.
Let me see how much he spent on there. I think it was hearing numbers like $300 million. Okay, but go ahead. Keep talking. No, I'm serious.
No, I just said what I had to say. I mean, like, he's messing with people's livelihood. They've been on those jobs for 20 years. And, I mean, who's he to tell them? I mean, like, come on. You got millions and billions and trillions of dollars. So you don't care about the poor people who are working, trying to raise their family. What are these people going to do when Elon?
Are these the people getting laid off? The lower government workers, or these are like the more like the administrative people?
I don't know who they are, but whoever they are, he needs to stop.
Because, well, my thing is the fact that these people are part of the economy. If those are good jobs, now you just put someone in trouble for their mortgage, right?
Yeah,
all the shit that makes everything run.
About,
that's what I'm thinking.
You can't even talk to the elderly people who are collecting their Social Security. They can't even talk to anybody on the phone because he wants to have the phone service eliminated.
So, well, that's to tell you the truth.
There is a lot of Social Security fraud. I'll speak from example. When I bought the house in Newark, the guy who sold it to me was collecting checks for his father who died for a long time ago.
Okay, so that don't got nothing to do with you can rule out the rest of them, but when people die, you should know that they're dead.
Right, but people still collect.
Nobody shouldn't be collecting.
But people are collecting the checks
checks
until the day I started ripping them and throwing them in the garbage.
All right,
for dead people. So
there's people who are like 300 years old on paper.
But here's the thing:
still collecting.
Do you really believe that that's what's driving the economy into the ground? That's what I'm going to ask you.
Government waste? Yes, I saw it firsthand.
I mean, like,
wait, what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They waste money on.
They waste money like nobody's business.
Yeah, they waste money.
I've seen it.
But when you messing with people's livelihood,
no, I don't agree with that.
And if you want to save the country money, stop paying these people that's already rich and much millions of dollars to sit on their ass.
That is correct.
You could fix a lot of things. The money's at the top, so if they could find a way to take it from.
They're not going to get rid of the money at the top.
That's right.
That's not what they're going to do.
That's true.
No, the average person working a job making $50 to $100,000 a year, leave them alone. It's these people that have all the money and the wealth.
But they're not
touching
it.
Yeah,
the people at the top. Who's going to lose their job first?
Right, not anybody rich.
That's making $20,000 a year.
Right, that's what's going.
That's the person that's going to lose their job. That's the person who needs their job.
That's right.
Those rich people upstairs, they got enough money.
I would also liken the argument of the Social Security fraud with the old argument with the welfare cheat fraud, which was brought up many years ago. It's almost like race baiting, where if you find one example of fraud, it means the entire thing is fraudulent, and that's not true. Social Security, number one, is not an entitlement. Let's get that off the table, which is what they keep trying to say. People, that's their money.
We pay into it.
No, it's part of your check. You not pay into it. It's your money.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you didn't say that. If you say we're paying into it, it's different than it's your money. It's your money that they're fucking with. That's my thing. Why are you messing with Social Security? You don't have to borrow from it. You don't have to do shit to it. Leave it alone.
Right.
So this is where I'm along the lines of more agreeing with Audrey, because the thing is, Elon Musk didn't fucking pay any taxes last year, nor did fucking Zuckerberg, nor did GE, nor did a couple of other big-time gazillionaire companies.
Right.
So they're talking about waste. Pay your fucking taxes. Period. That's all you have to do.
Even Trump don't pay taxes.
So that's my thing. So you worry about waste, but you ain't paying taxes. So I have an issue. And I also have an issue like I said.
I will say one thing. So supposedly the government, now I don't believe this completely, that's the way they frame it. The government is set up to incentivize capitalism by creating jobs, you don't get taxed. That's your reward. If you create jobs, the government leaves you alone and taxes employees. It's to punish stagnant money. So if your money's not moving around, is not flowing, that's the scheme here. Now I think that's more set up to just enable the rich people to continue to do what they're doing already.
Correct.
So I think you have to have a society where everybody's working. Everybody. So it's never going to be productive if you have high unemployment. So I'm not like completely in favor of like all these people not having money and ending up out on the street or whatever but just look at like where is our money going, like government wise, whether it's sending money overseas or it's just like there is waste that goes on. I've seen it in the agencies that I worked at. I see tremendous amount of waste. So I don't think like you have to fire people to cut costs, but maybe recycle these people, maybe find a way to be more efficient. But
I don't think they're gonna. Well, quickly in the audience, anybody, if you agree with whatever opinion you have, type it in. Either any mix of the three, agree or disagree. That's the show.
Yeah.
But my thing is like is that they say that, but they don't really care what happens to these people. I mean, if you lose, let's give an example. You lose a $100,000 a year job, you ain't gonna get that back unless you're in the same circles and they need people like you. Most of these people, and now there's gonna be a lot of people at this level, are gonna be thrown into the workforce to get what kind of job? Let's be realistic, right? Mm-hmm. Are they gonna get $100,000? No, nobody's gonna pay that much for them. Now they're in trouble because if they started living a lifestyle based upon that salary, now they're going to get...
But I'll say this, where does the money come from? Because you were right, it is our money, tax money that's paying people's salaries, government employees.
Yeah.
So if you have a country where you have like an overflow of government jobs, they don't understand that the money has to come from somewhere. So there is inherent waste in how it's run.
But wait, doesn't mean it's inherent waste.
Look at the post office.
The post office is not wasteful. I disagree.
It does not run profitably.
No. You have to look behind the screen with that one. The post office is being attacked because it's one of the largest unions still intact. All right? Union busting has been going on for quite some time in the last 20, 30 years in this country, unfortunately. And they usually have targeted, and in fact, if you look at the education thing, that's a target too. The teachers, what's we call union, is strong. That's a big one. So I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about weakening unions so there's no collective bargaining. Trump just also wanted to rewrite, or actually, I think they didn't reinstate a collective bargaining law. Well, collective bargaining is how you get higher wages and how a society should function. So if these guys want to run everything, guess what? Nobody's going to be getting paid shit except who they like and their sons and daughters and whoever else.
I'll say this. If, this case, the one in the Dominican Republic that the FBI is getting involved in, how many of them were laid off? Is anybody even going to be able to pick this case up? Do they have enough manpower? Those are the problems you run into by just laying people off.
Right.
But I don't think this country can sustain as it's going. We're just overspending. So it has to come from somewhere. Something has to be done.
Well, let's like this. You and I, and I'll be quite honest, unless you're at their level of opulence, which is going to be in the area of $100 million plus, we really have no say as to what the country is spending. You understand what I'm saying? We might internally be spending on cars, phones, computers, blah, 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 fixing up our houses, but we're not budgeting for military. No. We're not allowing companies to go overseas so they don't have to get taxed or anything, or pay for cheap outsourced labor somewhere, right? Because it's not us. I'm not telling a company to do that. They're doing that. So they can reap profits that they, again, hide away somewhere, offshore accounts, Switzerland, that doesn't get taxed. So is it really the welfare people or the fact that someone is abusing the the Social Security system by cashing dead checks, is that the great source of loss of income, or what I just mentioned? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, okay, say that person died, and the son was still collecting that person's Social Security money. Well, the government didn't put that money in there. First of all, it's not the government's money.
That's right.
FICA takes your money that you work for out of your salary and put it into Social Security. So that's not the government's money, first of all. So why is the government messing with Social Security?
So you're saying that should go to the family or something?
No, I'm not saying the family is not entitled to it, but I'm saying
neither is the government.
The government is not entitled to it either. It needs to go back. Like, stop paying it. The man is dead. So you need to have somebody, and I'm sure they have enough people. When somebody die, they have to report it. So Social Security is not doing their job properly. But it don't have anything to do with Trump. The president doesn't have anything to do with Social Security.
Right, because other than that, let's look at this.
The Security Department.
Right, you could run out of money out of your Social Security, right? Based upon your percentage.
Right, but you shouldn't.
Right, I'm just saying. Right.
I mean, like, you've been putting in your Social Security for 50 years. Because the average person starts making a salary at 14. They start working summer jobs, blah, 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 blah. And they continue to work to maybe to their 90 if they want to. And that's money that they're still taking out. They're still paying in Social Security. So why is the government messing with Social Security?
Now
that's what I don't understand.
Now my thing is this: if there's so much waste, where are the numbers? I'm going to tell you two things in real time. I just looked up.
Social Security fraud costs Americans millions and possibly billions of dollars.
Possibly. So they didn't give a number. That's suspect. Twice when I typed in this query with a little bit more of extension to be specific, Bing said, sorry, oops, can't process this right now. It's not you, it's us. So that's very suspect to me. So I'm just saying, these are all little coincidences that, okay, if there's billions being lost, show me the numbers.
Right.
If you can't show me the numbers, you're bullshit.
And why is it being lost? That's what I don't understand. I'm sure the people who are running Social Security, they have to get a salary.
Right.
Because they're working. But, I mean, like, when I die, my daughter's not going to collect my Social Security because she's not a thief.
It just goes back into the pool.
Right. It just goes back.
Did you see this? The USAID orders employees to shred classified and personal records. So that's the U.S. Agency for International Development.
They're scared of everyone coming in and basically trying to prove something. They encourage, a couple of agencies encourage their employees not to answer. There was an email from Elon Musk asking them what do they do.
This is a classic example of, like, you know, it's both. So there is a lot of fraud that goes on. There are NGOs, government, special interest groups that collect money and they don't do shit. Goes to some building and they get $1 million a month or whatever, and nobody knows what the fuck they do.
Right.
So there is that. But the average person, like he's saying, like, okay, so you're saying leave them alone because it's small potatoes. Maybe I agree with that. But there is a lot of waste in the government.
I don't know about a lot. See, this is the thing. Remember, these guys were caught earlier saying that they want to make government so weak that they could drown it in a bathtub. This is the mentality. So the reason why I get scared of that is because you need government in this country for two things. As a black person, I have to bring up the race thing. Because if it wasn't by the backing of the U.S. government, we would still be slaves, right? There would still be Jim Crow. They wouldn't have stopped a lot of shit that they had to stop because it was disrupting the country. So what do you say about that? You want
to talk about theft? Look, what is taxes? Wouldn't you say that's theft?
If it keep this like this, yes.
Where does that money go? Do we have a say?
I don't mind if it doesn't keep increasing for the middle class and decreasing for the elites. Like if they have access to loopholes, everyone should have access to loopholes. And they say they do, but we know that's not true. You and I both.
There are loopholes in the system.
Yes.
So, they get taken. People take advantage of them.
Yes.
So,
does everyone take advantage of a loophole?
well, the average person doesn't know this shit.
That's right.
Right? So they just work and pay their money and try to play. I think if you try to play like the normal way, you're just going to get, abused. They're going to steal your money. So what's the answer?
I mean, the answer is basically get it to run right. But see,
how do you do that? How do you get the government to run right when there's a lot of crooked people in there and some good people too?
Well, this is, I think, the cowardice on the people at our level, because everyone is looking up for a savior, and they also look up for a savior as far as a high mucky muck government official or rich person. They're not going to save you. That's the problem. Even the people who voted for Trump, a lot of them are having misgivings now because guess what? A lot of shit that he's doing is affecting their friends. It's going to affect them.
Yeah.
So there were people now who are in the education system who are Trump supporters. Now they're fucking scared. And they should be. So now they're regretting their decision because he's not worried about what he's doing.
Well, he's so like, oh, well, some people are going to be affected.
Right, what does that mean?
Just for a little while.
What does that mean? Yeah.
Exactly. What the fuck? It only takes a minute and you're destitute. You don't have any place to live. Your kids are going to go hungry. You're going to live on the street.
Or like my friend, he's homeless.
So he's just like, hell, like he's fucking with people's livelihood, and he doesn't give a damn.
Right. See, that's the thing. Everyone talks it like it's esoteric. The rubber hits the road when you...
It's going to get worse.
By far. Well, it's like this. They're not ruling out. They're asking current Republican, whatever economists, they're not ruling out recession.
No.
And
by
so,
the way, for whoever just joined, we're just talking
recession.
about government cuts and
do you agree? Well, go ahead. Ask. Do you agree with what Trump's doing? Do you think that we need a little cleaning of the swamp, or draining the swamp, as he used to say? You think there's too much bloating in government and stuff, or do you think they're cutting too much, and just basically it's a slash and burn, and people are going to be affected?
I mean, I just know
that's what he's doing. He doesn't have any clue of what he's doing. He's just
okay.
Just
I'll say this. What doesn't change the fact that there is a lot of advantages being taken in
but
government.
That's been going on for years.
Yeah, of course.
And no other president has done what he's doing. What he's doing doesn't make any sense.
But my thing is this: is the economy tanking because of the supposed theft and fraud, or is it tanking because they keep making bad decisions with the money they do have?
I hear the truckers are getting very quiet.
I think he's doing it because
things aren't moving
he can
around.
do it and nobody's doing anything about it. Like, I don't know why these people are so afraid of Trump. Like,
well, that's just anyone who's in that position, that hierarchy. They're going to give them a certain amount of latitude to make mistakes no matter what.
And just like the guy who heckled Trump or did whatever he's doing, they sanctioned him. Why? When the guy called Obama a liar,
nobody sanctioned him either.
He didn't get sanctioned.
Right, that's true. I mean, and let's put it like this, and I'm going to say for the audience too, I'm not a Democratic fan because I didn't vote for Kamala Harris. I sure as hell didn't vote for Trump either. And I could argue days about why Kamala couldn't have done anything or didn't in the position or Biden they had. But right now we're talking about Trump because he is in the driver's seat. So we have to discuss what he's doing and how it affects the general populace. So I like I said, I tend more to agree with Audrey. Where I do think that something has to be done that's drastic, maybe, like you said, fire people or get rid of people. I would like it to point up as well as
there's
down.
Just
pointing
an
down.
inherent waste of money. I'll tell you what I saw.
Okay.
When I worked for the New York City Department of Design, I saw people get paid a lot of money to do absolutely jack shit and take long ass lunches, use company cars, government vehicles for personal use, spend money they didn't need to keep their budget. I saw people sitting around doing nothing, sleeping at their desk. I saw things that made me not want to. I had a job waiting for me out of college. I turned it down. This job would have paid me probably starting back then, 15 years ago, 40 grand, and it would have easily bumped up to 60 or 70 after a couple of years. I turned it down, took a job paying way less, and worked my way up because I didn't want to be part of that system of just when you have deep pockets, government pockets, there's going to be waste. But government isn't for profit, it's for service, I understand.
Yeah.
But it has to be managed, otherwise it grows like a cancer. Now, I think this is a drastic measure. I don't agree with extremism. Laying people off, cutting things. Why don't you look at it? Why don't you audit certain things and find a way to trim some fat? There is fat to be trimmed. I think we can agree on that. But does it have to mean you have to disrupt people's lives? I don't think that's the answer. Like you mentioned, people, friends become homeless.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. We have to, as a society, find a way to prevent this. People need to have jobs. Now, do I agree that they should be created by the government? No. Which is why the government incentivizes people to create businesses. Supposedly, that's how this country's supposed to work. It's supposed to incentivize you to create jobs, and then you're creating the tax bases. But do people abuse those systems and end up not paying any money, like Elon Musk, like Jeff Bezos? Yeah, of course. I think that's fucked up because they make a shitload of money and don't pay their fair share. So I think everybody would be all in favor of like some kind of a graduational, or like flat tax system. It would just make a lot more fucking sense.
Right.
Just take fucking 10% and call it a day.
Call it a day.
And I don't have to pay this fucking asshole that's been doing my taxes for the last 3 weeks fucking $500 or whatever the fuck I got to pay him to move some numbers around or whatever.
That's right. So
here it is. I made this much.
You take this much.
Take it. I happily give it to you. That's a tithe, right? They do that in the church. Mm-hmm. Simple. And if you're a business, maybe you may pay less, but still you pay something.
Right, but see, that's the problem. It's not necessarily
schemes and fucking loopholes.
Well, the nefarious people, right? They're the assholes that don't want to pay anything.
I'll agree with you guys that they frame it as something that somebody like me is going to listen to. Oh, it sounds good, cutting the waste, but then when you think about it, they just may be doing like devious shit.
See, also, what's going to come?
They've already fucked up.
Well,
and they've admitted, and that's what I said. Like he said, "Oh, we'll just undo it."
Right, which is bullshit. That means, you know what undo means? They're going to put in their cronies. See, this is the sneaky corruption. They're going to put in the ultra conservative cronies who will do their bidding into these positions of power. Because look at it, education. They want that shit. They're still mad. I hate to say it. That I would say the word, but we'll get banned. That the blacks and Hispanics are getting educated, right? Mm-hmm. Some people are still mad at that, and that's a reality, unfortunately. And now they might get to live out their dream. My other thing to point out to watch out for is the fact that the $5,000, right? What do you call it? Stimulus is about set to come, I think, in the summer or something like that. I forgot.
Ooh,
which is fine. But what's on the heels of that? $5,000 for the peons, ultra tax cuts for the rich.
Yes, probably.
So you see my point. So you already got loopholes. You already got tax cuts. So why the fuck are you giving them more and then crying foul about waste? That's what Audrey was talking about. They keep pointing down when it comes to waste. They never point to themselves, and they sure as fuck never point up. So
I'll tell you what. This is where I want to end the show today. I wanted to get to one of my topics at least.
Go ahead, yeah.
You are the CEO of your life. Are you willing to sacrifice to achieve your goals? Agreeing to disagree from social norms? And then some more about inferiority complex, getting rooted problem. So the rooted problem is playing their game and the social security and all this bullshit. You know what else is your own social security and social net? Is having children, having family, having your other means of support. And that is a way you can fight back. Are you willing to sacrifice to achieve your goals? Most people want to live now.
Yeah.
They want to, have the fucking nicest car. They want to take on all these car notes and crazy mortgages and pay for trips, even if they don't have the money or whatever. Just take on credit card debt. And it's this endless cycle. You're just like a debt slave. So learn what you can do to fight back as far as maybe diversifying income streams. I'm going to leave here and go to my rental property. I got to do some shit at night on the way home. You think I want to fucking do it? At 12 o'clock at night? But no, that's Todd. What I miss.
He's what?
What I miss. A lot of shit.
If you scroll back in the show like 10, 15 minutes time, we were on fire. We were fighting each other.
Yeah. We was fucking choked each other out. It was good.
It was some shit going on, for real.
Yeah. Yeah, Todd, if there's some stuff you want to talk about, we can plug you in like next show.
Yeah.
You can call in.
You can call in and
talk
rant.
about it and then pop off.
You know, one of the top, we'll put the rant. That'll be a part of the show from now on. So you can fucking talk about whatever you want. Anybody. That's cool.
And I'm just talking, just closing out the show here. That's what I was thinking about today, like this week, is agreeing to disagree from social norms, from society.
Yeah.
Look, we all got to pay, the Social Security and all this shit. We're just peons, right?
Right.
But when we band together, we're more than peons. And that's what they always try to stop you from doing. So band together.
Mm-hmm.
Find your little groups and,
We'll paraphrase Todd's comment.
all Trump bullshit. I hate that.
And
And.
that ninja.
Yeah. I almost said it.
You be careful. That'll be the end of us.
Yeah, I can't say that.
You gotta have a card too.
Yeah, I don't have the card.
Well, you definitely got to watch what you say.
Oh, definitely. They'll get you.
But if I'm not black, who is? I'm like at least 3 shades darker than you.
And you still don't have a card.
So I don't get to be black?
but you know,
Why, because I don't have the nose?
You gotta have the card.
There's mixing in India. I probably have some African shit. Look at Ethiopians. They look like Indians.
And they don't say that they're black.
Ethiopians?
Look, that's all I'm gonna say is this is my card, and that's it. You ain't got none of this shit.
No, I got the wavies. The wavy deluxe.
That's a discussion in itself.
What?
How
one
black is
drop.
black? Yeah.
One drop.
Bottom line.
Well, I'm married to a black girl.
Well, does she call herself
She's
black?
Afro-Latina.
Yeah, but she consider
But that doesn't get to be black.
Wait, does she say she's Dominican?
No,
Or
she's Dominican. She's still fucking black, right?
No, she's Dominican.
She's dark. Her father is from fucking Africa.
No, he's gonna say Dominican. No, I'm Dominican.
He's from St. Martin.
I'm Dominican.
Yeah.
Well, I'm half white. Do I look?
Right?
White?
Oh wow, that's a
You're
good
half
point.
white?
Do I look half white?
No.
There you go.
But I am.
Really?
There you go.
You just blew my mind. Brown paper bag, Paul.
Oh yeah.
I've been wanting to be black my whole life in this country. I just watched Friday. Does it make me black?
Yeah,
I watched it 2 days
it.
ago. That's it.
You
and
drink a
I
40?
watched next Friday, 2 days before.
Smoke a blunt, drink a 40.
I didn't do that.
Now we're really getting kicked off.
No. Let me make a point, though. Go ahead. So when you say American culture, you mean white culture? Because I didn't adopt that growing up here.
Now,
I always adopted and identified with black culture because I didn't see representation growing up.
Here's the
so I
funny thing.
identify
Is there
with
an
black.
American culture? I don't know if there's an American
No,
culture.
there is black culture.
It's growing.
When
But it's not.
when I say
Who's American here?
Yeah.
what do you mean? I mean, I'm an
The
American.
white-
There's no
American.
There's
definition.
more to American than white. There's black culture is its own thing. That's American identity as well. I identified with that. I watched Tyler Perry movies when I was a kid. I watched fucking.
You pass.
I don't pass.
I mean, let's make this. That's a good show topic.
I'm like a nothing person. I'm like everything and nothing.
I love it when the white people say, "Oh, I identify with black. I know my best friend is black."
Well, I sure as shit
Nobody cares. Right.
never identified with white culture.
But here's the thing. From outside, they consider the dominant white culture American culture. But when you're in here, when you say American culture, that's why, like Audrey, like where? It's like there's all kinds of different stuff. Depends upon where you are, where you were born, who's raising you.
Right.
You can't say there's a American culture, definitely.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're from down south and you're white, you better believe you're eating mac and cheese and collard greens.
Right, collard greens and neck bones and all the stuff that's considered
and
black.
all of that other shit.
Right, grits. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're from
That's the culture.
South.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're from New York,
It's
grits,
regional.
I don't even know what New York
Right,
what grits is.
but
What
yeah,
It's a
grits?
regional thing. New York is a melting pot. So
Well, yeah, just like when I was in Australia, they don't have an Australian dish
Right.
because there's
There's no direct Australian culture.
Exactly, because they came from Britain, and Australia is not even a country.
Per se.
Australia's not a country?
No,
it's
a
a common, what is it?
Well, it's both. It is a country and a continent, but I don't know if they are they still Commonwealth of England?
I think that's what they are.
Are you serious?
No? Well, that's what they
you guys
were.
know
That's
more
what
than
they
me.
were. That's what
Hold on,
they
let me
were.
see. Is Australia a country? Hold on. I'm not asking Siri. The hell with Siri. Is or
Oh, you saw Rosie O'Donnell left? She went to, what's France?
Ireland.
why?
Ireland?
Why?
Oh, O'Donnell, yeah. Because of Trump, right?
Are you serious?
I think, she's an LGBT, right? She's a L.
Australia, officially the Commonwealth of Australia, is a country comprising the mainland of Australia continent and the island of Tasmania and numerous smaller islands.
Well, I'm from the country of New Jersey now. That's its own country.
And some of us are from the People's Democratic Republic of Brooklyn, but that's fine. Okay? So, and back on the other thing. It was 290 million, 277 million that Musk gave to the Trump campaign overall.
Oh, shit.
So that's an eyebrow
He bought
raising.
the election.
That's what everyone's saying. So let's keep that in mind.
That's what they're saying. But you know what? I can't dwell on this stuff every day. This is crazy.
Well,
Every 2 weeks.
I like.
I mean, this is crazy.
I like talking about this stuff because I think solutions come out of it, even at the lowest level at some point. But
Todd wrote Vegemite sandwich.
oh yeah, exactly. That's
That shit is disgusting.
What is Vegemite?
I tried that when I was in India. They had it over there.
What is it?
It's like this veggie paste shit. It's like black.
Nasty.
You put it. It's like disgusting. It's like you're pouring shit out of a toothpaste tube to eat on a sandwich like a spread. It's disgusting.
What's the band that he's said that Vegemite sandwich? From
I
Australia.
know what you're talking about.
Oh God, I'm seeing them.
Yeah, I know what song you're talking about.
Let me type it in real quick before we go.
Play us out with it.
No, you'll get in trouble with copyright. Let me see. What is it? Land Down Under? Down Under song.
Just type in song Vegemite sandwich. Men at Work.
Men at Work. There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Todd.
All right. Thank you, Todd. So we'll agree to disagree next week. Thank you, Daniel, and your friends for coming on.
Yeah.
And helping us boost our
Awesome.
basically our circle, a wider circle of people who will maybe join us next time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to try the technology. Let's see, it's on.
Yes, and let's add that as a segment. It's a you can DM or message us if you want to be part of the show and do a rant on any subject, any topic.
Yes.
No problem.
Wow, both of these played at the same time. It's so funny. Look at this technology. I'm going to turn it up. Here we go. And we will agree
To disagree
next time. All right, good show, everybody. See you next time.
Check out that movie, Max Payne Perdition.
Max Payne Perdition.
Yeah, we posted the link in the group. Looks good. I saw a couple of scenes I was watching. It looks cool. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.